Sexy,
Tell
yeah.
me when. Tell me when. Have you seen the New Zealand guy and he's like, tell me when. And he's putting like a stupid face for the picture. Tell me when.
When?
And it's a video.
He's talking saying it.
Welcome back to another episode of No Rep Podcast.
New Rep Podcast.
New Rep Podcast. I thought nobody heard that. Welcome back to the No Rep Podcast. My name is Jordan. I'm with
Captain Evan.
Captain Evan,
Daddy.
Danny. And yeah, guys, it's good to be back in the studio. We've not been here for an hour already.
Not already been here.
Not already been here. But we're going to get kicked right into this with some awkward first date stories.
So I think
None of you
this will just be Jordan for the next
What's a date?
while.
What is a date? No, so I put a wee message, a wee Instagram box up to see what the people had for awkward first dates, and I think we could maybe make this a recurring thing because I did it last minute. I've asked you last minute,
Yep.
but I've gained quite a lot of
He
interaction.
does this.
What?
It springs,
So have you
springs things
hold
on
on?
us.
So have you asked people
I put a thing on my Insta.
and they've told you their awkward first date experiences?
Mhm.
That's great.
Where have you been?
Do you know what I was thinking? I'm not gonna lie, my mind went somewhere, right? And I was just thinking about
Is that at DMT?
no, I was thinking about no, it doesn't even matter actually. Because I'm like I don't know if it's a bit too early actually.
Thanks,
No,
Daddy.
what is it? No, say it.
So
Speak your mind.
over the last maybe, I don't know, 7 years or something, I've maybe had like one or two girlfriends, right? And
Lot of boyfriends though.
aye. But
Me.
aye, Evan being the main. But I feel like I missed it. I feel like, I don't know if this is just like a Glasgow thing, I don't know if it's my culture thing, my age thing, but I feel like when I was younger, it was just like I've either met them at a party and then our thing became back to each other's gaffs kind of through the week to watch
Yeah,
Netflix.
It wasn't like
There was never really any first date, this first date, that. Like I genuinely think I've maybe been on like one first date, maybe two in my life
yeah.
before I've actually already started really seeing them and kind of beaming them a few times and that, you know?
I had like a very small like window of like Tinder date things, like, and that was where you would go out and do the first date type experience. I've got a funny one, a personal one.
On you go.
From me.
Fire away, mate.
Before I go through the screeds and
The
screeds I've got here.
hordes of...
But I took this girl bowling, right? Took this girl to M&D's. He's laughing. Right, took this girl to M&D's and so we did the whole fucking bowling and air hockey and basketball. Not all the wee games you get. Why are you just laughing? I haven't even told the story yet. But anyway, so we're playing bowling. Do you play bowling? Do you bowl?
I don't
You
know.
bowl.
We're bowling and she's absolutely destroying me. But the thing is, I'm trying really hard to win. And she's like,
Did you play athlete? You won there? I just let you
I'm
win.
just like, oh yeah, I'm just like, whatever. I don't really go bowling a lot, but deep down I'm like fuming. She's not even trying. She's getting strikes, fucking spares, the rest of it. I'm like, fuck. So she beats me in bowling, right? Well, hey, fuck, let's go play some air hockey, right? Let me beats me in air hockey, bruv.
Nah.
Right, so we played. I was like, let's play till like 9 or so. Let's play till the thing runs out, and then she beat me to first 9. I was like, right, we'll play to 21.
It's no longer a day, is it? It's just a
She
competition.
beats me, and I'm like, no, but she's not like fucking any of the wiser. She's just like, oh yeah, haha. Like you're rubbish at this, like as a joke, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know, but again, I'm fucking fuming. And then we go over the basketball thing, and I'm like, I've got this, right? Beats me at that as well.
Nah.
Long story short, I never seen her ever again. I think it's because she didn't think I was man enough, to be honest with you. But
She became the alpha that day.
She became the alpha. She was the captain.
Jordan's
was.
That was so
Jordan's back
embarrassing.
with the wee training ball thing. Like the wee training ramp. Like,
I've got the guards up
he's
and
like,
that.
aye.
It was fucking so embarrassing, man. I've actually like...
You know, see, to be quite honest, man,
It's obviously left a bit of a
It
stump.
has,
You
it
could just,
really
like,
has, man.
it's because we're competitive.
I hope she's listening.
I was just
I hope she's
like,
listening.
I hate... Oh, it doesn't matter who it is.
and
I
that was
hate-
the last
I
time
hate
Jordan done
losing.
any sport for his first date. Like, he's got the pictures for knowing this is something I'm good at. In fact, you're not good at sitting in silence, to be honest.
Where did you and Katie go for your first date?
Oh, that's another funny one. So,
She beat you bowling.
nah. We went to... What's it called? Italian restaurant in Silverburn. I fucking can't remember what it's called.
Zizzi's.
Zizzi's. We went to
There you
Zizzi's
go.
in Silverburn, right? But I didn't drive at the time. So she picked me up in her mum's car, drove me to Silverburn, right? took me out for dinner. I paid for dinner. And that was our first date. She picked me up
No.
again.
And now you have a baby.
And now we have a baby and a dog and a house. But apparently my first dates don't really get across my masculine side. Apparently,
Oh,
That
really?
probably does you better.
Jinx so.
Aye. And then to get to know you, like, fucking hell, man.
See, I'm in touch with my feminine side.
No, that's true.
It's usually me that brings the feminine energy.
Yeah, I know.
What did you and Sarah's first date?
She gets it quite tough on this podcast. Last episode as well. Shout out Sarah.
Daddy's trying to make up another date.
I don't know. There's two, and I'm going to tell you one, right?
What
So
there's two. There can't be two. There can't be two
no, I
first
can't.
dates.
I'm a bit caught between what could have been the first date
Explain.
and what date I'm not going to speak about on the on the podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, nah, we went to see was it Beetlejuice? I think we went to see Beetlejuice.
Wow.
Just Beetlejuice.
Drive-in movie, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, the movie.
That's quite cute.
Is it?
Aye.
A drive-in movie is quite a big first date. That's like a, I don't know.
Again, it could have been the second date. There was two dates that happened. One I'm telling you about. One I don't remember. It was the
right.
first or the second.
Actually,
Aye.
you've told me that
It's
story.
actually not that bad. It's quite funny, but it's
How
probably
did
not.
you and your better half meet?
We were
I love how this where this podcast is going.
like we were a Hinge lockdown
Hinge.
dating app.
Fucking hell, Hinge.
I know.
I never even knew that was a thing. Well, I knew it was a thing, but I was like, I had Tinder for a bit, and then
I
that was
thought
it.
Hinge was like for
Men.
professionals, like people who are like.
What do you
This
mean?
is no says they don't know advertise it as like professionals or something.
Nah, I think
You
it's
say
just
that?
like
You
there's
say that?
Hinge and there's Bumble, there's other
Aye.
shit in there.
There's like I think like out of all the dates, I wasn't on the dating apps for all that long. To be quite honest, I was with someone else for many years. I mean, that obviously went tits up during COVID, and so I wasn't on the dating apps for a huge amount of time. And I found that Tinder is just shite. It's just like
When you've completed it, it's like
when you've ran
when you've ran out of swipes.
paying for more swipes, and then I didn't really get anyway. But anyway, I used Hinge, and we broke. It was actually when what was it in lockdown? It wasn't sectors. You were in levels. Do you remember the level
Aye,
system?
aye, aye.
These were level 4. These
Yeah,
were level
yeah.
3 and all
Level
that. So it was during all that,
Mhm.
and we fucked off the rules anyway, and went and met in Troon Beach. So
Aye.
yeah, it was actually cute as fuck.
Where was she staying?
She is
Because obviously she's not from here.
no. She's from
you're not from here, are you? What is that again?
You're not from here, are you? From
Bean
Birmingham?
Street?
I don't know.
I don't know, mate.
Sorry, on you go.
So, thank you, Daddy.
Sorry.
And she was staying in Broughton, but she's from Birmingham, bro. So just outside Bigger. And I was obviously,
Aye.
I was like over at my mum's and
Fucking hell.
like, mate, I know. Like,
Other ends of Scotland.
other end of Scotland. So my mum stays right out in the west coast. Shout out
Christ.
Stricker, lovely.
Yous both must have been desperate to have your diameters that
Aye.
large that reaching from Dunoon to fucking Bigger.
Well, I didn't know how to work the things. Do you know what I mean?
What kind of things?
No, because you can set your radius and
the apps.
All right.
I know how
okay.
the things work.
Right. I was just sorry, just clearing it up.
Just
I didn't
clear it
know.
up.
Aye.
And I just so happened to, do you know what? It's easy, like from the get go, it was like 100 miles an hour. It was dynamite. So shout out Amanda.
Shout Amanda.
And
Right,
do, you,
okay.
do you think you would have moved as fast if it wasn't for COVID and
Nah,
lockdown? and stuff?
COVID
'Cause I was like
definitely.
you. I got to Sarah through COVID.
Was you both have COVID?
COVID kind of
Yeah,
relationship
COVID.
things?
Aye.
COVID relationships.
Totally accelerated. COVID made and broke relationship. Literally mine. Like, do you know what I mean? So, like, I had actually probably accelerated it. So I'd been going out with Amanda for like. I asked her out dead quick in that as well because I just felt like I knew her. I just felt like, see, because of COVID, we were chatting all the time. We were like constantly with each other. It just accelerated everything. And
Yeah.
like I felt like after about 4 months, I'd been going out with her for like 2 years.
Yeah.
It was mad, man. It was mad.
I think, did you spend a lot of time together?
A lot of time,
Oh, well, that's probably
constantly chatting.
because when you first meet someone, typically you'd maybe see them like a couple times a month at the start, or maybe once or twice at the start of the month. Whereas if you're going to see someone like every other day, you build up all that. It's a lot like more condensed, isn't it? Aye, that's mad.
Mm.
And you, I didn't know. I thought you and Sarah were together longer. I didn't
No,
know it was
man,
COVID.
it was. it was like, I don't know, the first year that COVID kicked off. You were the second. You were like 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I was 2020 or something. A few months in.
How many years was COVID thing? It was like
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Just think, right? So those 2 years, right? And we were in our, were you in your 20s?
No, Danny was in his 30s. I was in my 20s though. You're 33.
I had just turned 30.
this year.
Right, so
I
late
just turned
20s, mid 20s for me,
Mhm.
whatever, right? Those prime years of your life.
I know. It's,
Mad. Gone. How quick did COVID go? Came and went like rapid.
I don't feel
felt.
like it felt quick at the time, man.
No, not at the
Dragging
time, but
and
now
now
after
you
the
look
fact,
back,
it's like, holy
aye.
shit, like we did all that.
I
Aye.
felt like
All that happened.
see the first lockdown, I felt like it lasted forever. And
Yeah.
that was the GOAT lockdown. Like
Good summer.
nobody was really working. It was a good summer. It was sunny. Like
Eat out to help out.
Eat out to-
Remember,
do you
random
remember?
shit. Everyone out, eat at restaurants. Wait a minute, back in the
Aye,
house.
you'd be
you
sitting
gave
in
me
a
more
restaurant.
COVID.
You be sitting in a restaurant, you get one of the black and yellow, like, rolls that fucking tape rolls that we're using, just whacked to your head. You can't sit there anymore. You need to move.
Aye. I'm so sorry.
That's what it felt like, wasn't it?
But right, go with the
Right, so
first
other
dates.
people's first date ones, right? So
This would be funny.
again, these
Thank
are
you
all
for this.
confidential. If you want to find out who it was, you need to pay his money. Went for a Netflix and chill. She said she had a Ouija board. long story short, she said there's a dead 7-year-old in the gaff and he runs up and down the hallways, locking and unlocking the doors.
Fuck.
Right.
Mad golf bird.
Mate, I
The,
ended up.
the question is there more?
No, that was it. I've got lots more from other, but that was. it
I would
from one person.
100% get it, fuck, get it out. Get it out.
Really?
Because you're not exactly get it out a couple of hours and then bail and leave her to deal with the 7-year-old running up and down the halls.
Do you know what I
Brilliant.
remember?
Best
See, when
of
I
both
was
worlds.
when I was young, right? I used to have a pure.
You had no sense.
It had no sense. No, you can't.
I'm joking.
Cancel that.
I'm
Cancel
joking.
that. One Morton. But anyway, like I had a pure fear about Ouija boards. Like I was so
Because you always
scared.
heard the stories, but right?
Aye.
People would always get all the biggins or the
Aye,
old guys.
like, and everyone's like, my dad played the Ouija
Aye.
board.
What's
like,
the movie?
Ouija.
Is it Ouija?
Is it Ouija?
Mhm.
Sorry,
Aye.
right. Sorry, continue.
And a bit mega fear about
Aye.
it. Like also, and I was actually speaking about this the other day, totally unrelated. From about the ages of 10 to maybe even like 16 or 17,
Used to suck your thumb.
I used to suck my thumb. Right, no, I was really worried about going to jail. I don't know why.
Why is it you were dead at the time for you?
No.
I was a hooligan, but no, but I was just had this pure like this fear about, oh no, I just don't want to go to jail. I don't want to end up in jail. And then see when I realised I'm probably not going to go to jail, I felt like a weight was lifted. That's mad, isn't it?
What
That's
was
how
going through your adolescent brain?
Just like, no, that's no normal, mate.
It's
That's
probably not
That's a
normal.
you thing, bro.
I know, as I told, I'm not saying it's
no,
everybody,
I'm
but you
joking.
know what I mean? It's just like, I just didn't know how my life was going to turn out. I'm going to end up in fucking jail. Like,
You do think mad shit when you're younger, don't you?
Mhm.
aye.
You do think weird.
Do you know, I used to, and I still sometimes date in the flat with random things. It's so weird. See if I used to like walk, right, and there'd be like a pole, and you'd have the next pole with like the, what do you call it? Lamp pole, the light, what do you call it in the street?
The light stick.
You know what I'm talking about?
Aye, the
What
light
do you
stick.
call
it?
No, it's called, they're called light sticks.
So a lamp post, right?
Yeah.
So,
Street light.
street light, but it be on a lamp post, wouldn't it? We call it a lamp post.
I was quite a lot.
Lamp post, right?
Why are we talking this?
Because I'm getting to a point.
Right.
So I'd be at one lamppost and see if I knew there was like a motor coming. I'd be like,
you
if I
can't
don't
run.
get to that lamppost, my family's going
I'm
to
gonna
die. And I'd fucking run by the lamppost to get to it. Yes. And then sometimes, but do you notice you'd always make it so like you know you're going to get to it.
Aye, my family's safe.
Sometimes you didn't, man. I'd be like, oh, fuck's sake.
Continue. Sorry, Jordan.
I still do that.
Someone ended up running a 5K with a bird on a first date.
Aye, great
I
first
take it
date.
that must have been locked down and all, right?
Hold on, because he sent me more things after that. So I responded to him, ha ha ha, and he went, I've got a video somewhere, but it's in the archives. She wanted me to help her beat her PB, told me to pure push her, and she couldn't handle my pace. Honestly, she was getting a stitch at the end and was absolutely fucked.
What a first date, by the way. That's-
How does that even happen? I've got a few here.
Keep going. Give us the good ones.
So this was a girl that sent us in. We were talking about this before we came in. One guy had a twitch in his eye, which is obviously fine, but then proceeded to point it out and mention it continuously throughout the conversation. Another suggests meeting up at a loch in the middle of nowhere for a wild swim as a first date. That screams creepy vibes.
Oh,
to me.
that's like
I wonder
Who
if they
suggested it?
I wonder if they went. Wait a minute, there's another one. One guy gave me a high five at the end of the date. That obviously went well. How would you see the end of a date, end of a first date? Would you go for a kiss, like on the lips? What would you do?
But you shake their hand formally and say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Well, Mrs. No, Miss, sorry.
Not unless you want to be. Marry me.
Oh, Joe, I
I think you can't be. See if you like the person, you can't mess about, man.
Oh, yeah,
Straight
go
in.
for it. Go for it.
Aye,
Straight in.
tongue.
straight in.
Do your tongue.
I think you vibe. Tongue can you about too much. I don't. Do you still tongue anyway?
Been that long since I've been 7 years since I've been out.
Do you?
Apart from
Did you remember?
2 weeks ago, I went on a what?
See the thing, people obviously before you used to call it nip, right? A nip somebody.
Aye.
You'd never done it. But people just say you just can't move your tongue back and forward, and then you go like that, fucking behind a fence or behind a hedge so they can see you nipping your first bird tongue.
Where did you nip your first bird?
In Kings Park, and it was behind the Rose Garden.
When he was 25.
People who, aye, it was just last week.
Where did you nip your first one?
I fucking love that we're talking about this. Up the Dolan Aqua
In the swimming at the time,
in the
or
swimming in front of fucking like
in the pool.
hundreds of
That's
people. There's hundreds of
excellent,
people
man.
there and that.
Was that what it was, school or something?
Aye.
That's brilliant.
I think. I can't even remember. I think my first one must have been at a town hall disco or something in Greenock.
A
Town hall
disco.
See, like
Where
a
are
lot of
you?
unders.
Aye.
Like an unders or something like that.
Oh, right.
And you'd go around and you'd win like 30
birds in one
birds a
night.
night. Like, yes,
You'd actually count it up and all. Yeah, I got
Aye.
12 the night.
I know.
I remember one. This is the maddest thing I remember, right? But I had two of my neighbours across the road next door to
You
me.
didn't win some both, did you?
They had so we all went out to pals, right? And they fell out with them. So I got to nip all three of them, and it was like they just kind of stood the line. It was like, right, I'll see these letters because they would nip them. It was so funny.
Oh my god.
See, even in we called it getting instead of nipping.
Getting.
I didn't hear
Getting.
nipping until I came up to Glasgow.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You said, "I'll get my pal," whatever. But
I can see that.
I
That
get
makes
way my
sense.
pal. Was,
I've actually still get nip PTSD for somebody. They just done this with their tongue. Like, the whole time I was like, what am I doing with that?
That was brilliant.
I got another.
It's so funny we're talking about this.
I got another one. That was from someone's dad way back in the day.
A bit nipping you.
No, I didn't nip somebody's dad. No, was working in this place when he was like 20 or something. Asked a bird at reception out for dinner. She turns up and she's got a wooden leg.
What?
Wooden? Is that what it is? But I think it was the prosthetic. Back then.
So you know I'm not making it up.
like a
She
pirate's
got
pig?
one leg. Aye, which is obviously fine, but
Absolutely fine.
it's not wrong. We are not against people with one leg. Right, let's put this out there.
Just 'cause it
Actually,
was
see,
wooden?
I've had this conversation with Amanda, right?
What?
And I was like, well,
If she lost a leg,
no,
would you still be with her?
and I said,
The
well,
answer's
Amanda,
no.
Amanda, see if I lost that leg, would you still love me and all that? And she
Bubs, play this
paused.
game.
She paused, and I was like, oh, you fucking cow! Like,
Well, if you lost one leg, you'd still technically have two.
you know, baby.
You know what I'm talking about? Papa Ev.
Papa. And, but because she said, well, like, I said, it wouldn't fucking bother me. Like, what happens if you're in a car crash or something? I'm just gonna say, oh, sorry, you've just stumped me. I don't love you.
Like, girls play this game. It's like,
All
if
the
I was a
time.
caterpillar, would you still love me? And it's like, no.
I know,
Squish.
squish.
And it's the shock.
What the fuck?
I know.
Right,
It's,
say.
do you know they know how they want you to answer, but they also want you to answer wrong so they can be angry.
Aye.
Don't you love it? Right? Don't you love it? Or do you guys get this where your missus and she'll ask you about something that in a previous life, maybe it was about an ex or someone that you've been with in the past, and then they get upset with the answer.
Aye.
But it's like you didn't know they existed at that time, but they get mad at it still.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've had Sarah fought with me for having a dream that I cheated on her. made me apologise.
Yeah.
And I did.
I'm so sorry.
And that was it. Fine the rest of the day.
Aye. Do you know what I mean? Like shit that.
Do you know what? I have a blanket rule. I just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
See, like, I'm not interested in the slightest,
Yeah.
like, at all.
Don't
like,
want to know.
And I'm not going to talk about mine either.
Yeah.
There's a blanket rule across all fronts. Even just like wee details and stuff. I'm like, do you know what? Like, there's not one part of me that cares. So I don't know why you're telling me this story.
The devil
Like,
that you don't know. What is it?
I don't know if that applies. The devil that you know is better than the devil you don't. Is that
Something like
No.
that. I don't
And,
know.
and how bad's it when I've been with people who they just talk about their
I've been with so many people.
they talk about their ex within the first 2-3 weeks of getting
That
to
red
know them,
flag, innit?
and it's all they talk about, and you're like,
Aye.
Red flag alert. Red flag
You
alert.
still love him.
yeah.
I got another one here from a guy. Went on a date with a football physio. I'm not going to name the club.
Green Morton Football Club.
Went on a first date with her. Then she tells me she's married on the second date, but you can book in for her massages. I can.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, that's wild.
Absolutely wild.
God's sake.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I've got another one here.
I like talking about stuff like this.
We've not really touched on whole relationship stuff before.
I actually get a wee bit like, I don't know why I pointed at you there, Danny, but I was just like, there's a point. Sometimes I'm like, what sort of stuff can we talk about
and not talk about it.
on podcasts? And I quite like this really.
See in the back of your head, sometimes quite a lot of the time I forget that people actually listen to this conversation. And then like I'll be out and about and someone's like, oh, when you're talking about this in the podcast, I think this is really funny. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, we do that. We actually
Yes.
have people listen to this conversation. I find that weird.
See, if
I
I,
forget about it
I
sometimes.
watch or listen back, I'll laugh like it's the first time I've heard it. 'Cause I forgot somebody said that. I forgot that.
I've got one here. Most of my first dates were okay, but I had a few shocking encounters, like when the girl's ex-husband showed up and tried to glass me. You know who that?
Do I?
Yeah, we spoke about him on our way in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You need to ask him about that.
I will ask him about
Yeah,
that.
ask him
That's
about that.
crazy.
I've got another one.
That's hilarious. He's such a rascal, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
He is. Shout you're listening. I know you're
Nah,
listening.
yeah, you're sir.
Shout you out. You dog.
You know.
You dog. There's another one here. Let me try and find it. Hold on, bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves.
I have really not a huge amount of dating experience, so how's the weather, Danny? Is it
Sorry.
is it-
I'm going
Could
here.
be better. Could be better.
There was a
We're
girl
back.
that left me in her living room watching a movie so she could go have a bath and a shave before we did the thing. So I messaged them back and I'm like, why didn't she just go for a shower or prepare beforehand?
Yeah.
And then he comes back and said, I know, she also did a terrible job of shaving. Oh, too
And
good.
I seen, just scrolling through TikTok yesterday, and it was a boy, and I felt so bad for him. I didn't even know why I stuck around actually to listen to the full thing. And someone asked him, it was your worst dating experience, the worst experience you've had by someone. And she went, I was with somebody for like 2 years, and she went, I've been around a house just like normal. And she kissed me, and then broke up with me. And then I asked her, why did you kiss me? And she went, and she said, just to see if I still felt something, but I felt nothing. I was like, oh my God. Imagine
That's
getting
mad.
told that.
Do you feel like, a little bit off topic, but the things like shows like Love Island and stuff like that, and things like OnlyFans have skewed people's perception of relationships potentially? Like people younger than us, like who are 15, 16, 17, who watch Love Island. But like, let's face it, shit that happens in Love Island is not like real life. That's not a real way to form relationships and stuff like that.
Shit.
And then things like
Shit.
You
They still they know that then.
stuff like OnlyFans, like skewing young boys' perception on like what relationships or sex, all the rest of that sort of stuff. Like, do you think that is fucking people up? Because we never had that sort of shit when we were like 16,
I think so.
17.
Do you know what? I hate Love Island. I think
Yeah.
I think the whole kind of pretense of it, was that the word I want to use, is fucking bonkers as well. One, you're not actually going to find love on it, like at all. So it's not really about love. It's about boohoo deals. It should be called Boohoo Island. Right? Because that's literally they're not there to find love. They're not there because
they're there to build their own status.
to build their own state, to build their Instagrams, to do all that sort of stuff as well. But also imagine I went on Love Island, right? And
You clean up, boy. You clean up.
Well,
Papa.
we know, thank you. But like, and you were chatting to a lassie, right? But she was like winching this guy and then winching that guy.
That's not how the real life. That's not
and
how
then
the
she was
real world
doing a
works.
wee bit under the covers with that guy, but then she ends up with you.
Well, technically, it is how it works. You just don't know about it.
Aye, but it's not. Yeah,
It's
it's
just not
exactly
it's the
exactly
same
what-
thing
exactly
that's
what I
happening,
was
bro.
saying.
Maybe, you know
No,
what?
but it's like it's all happening like in front of you, and you're like trying to be like pals with you. It's always just a bit fucking weird, in my
It's
opinion.
odd.
Do
It's
you know what I
odd.
mean?
Big
Because
old suckle jerk. Speaking of,
speaking of, have you been holding your semen in?
I have. I'm retentioned up, boy.
In 24 hours, boys.
24 minutes more like.
Tell the listeners.
What about semen retention?
No, not about semen retention.
The
but
video?
but the aye. So there was these two guys
Yep.
on. Was it TikTok?
It's Instagram.
Was it Instagram? And they were American.
Of course they were.
They
Of
were-
course. Why would they not be?
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah, it's the summer equinox and
New moon.
New moon. We're going to have a semen release tonight, like all this sort of stuff. And basically, what they're saying is they're not wanking, and they're keeping in all the bad stuff. And then when they release it, they get like a new state of. But what is it? Like,
That's pretty much it. Aye.
Is
There's
that
a
it?
lot. There's a lot of fucking weirdness with the whole. I don't know why it's gained traction or popularity, but this whole semen retention thing that's happening, right? Because you've seen like people talk about it in YouTube.
uh-huh.
People no fap this
Yep.
and all that. Funny story, right? When you search, I'm not trying to plug myself here, but when you search Jordan Green on YouTube,
John
right?
Green, no fap.
If you search Jordan Green on YouTube, there's a guy called Jordan Green, a black guy called Jordan Green who does YouTube videos, and a lot of them are about fitness. I'm not even joking.
And it's not me.
Right, and it's not me, right? But he's got one of the boys put it in the group, right? And this guy, Jordan Green, has got like a no fap video, like
Of course.
talking about it. And I'm like, so people are going to be searching me up and then come across this guy because he's got like fucking 100,000 subscribers or something. But long story short, these people are doing this for like 30 days, 100 days, semen retention. I'm going to keep it in because you keep it in, you gain more testosterone. You do this with no actual science backing as to the facts behind it. But the studies that have been done, see the guy, More Plates, More Dates,
Yeah.
that guy. He did a video on it and he dug through the studies and he went, what actually happens if you retain your semen? We keep saying the word semen, it feels weird, right? You retain.
I've never called it that.
Neither have I. I've never said that word more in my
No.
entire life in the 5 minutes, just
Yeah.
right there. He says what happens is like if you retain it over the course of 7 days, on the 7th day you have a spike in testosterone. After that 7th day, it then dips back to normal levels and then you go on. So these people are doing this for fucking no apparent reason than to just talk about it.
No, I like it being out.
Get it out of me. Doesn't belong there. Get it out.
I had no option once.
Don't tell me why, Daddy. What's
to
going
retain
on?
my semen. And I felt no different. So it's a lot of
Did
shit.
you feel stronger?
No, didn't feel any different. It was about 6 months.
I know, but see, just all
6 months?
Like, when he
Aye.
joined the temple.
Doing the tempo for
the
no
Buddhist-
masturbation.
Wait a minute. 6 months?
What would have been about that? Aye.
He's actually shocked.
It would have been not through a choice of my own.
No, but that's for another.
That's for another
Episode. We'll actually do the
That will
YouTube
take
special.
a full episode.
Yeah.
Holy aye, defo. YouTube special. on
But
that.
see, just the whole like, imagine we were all kind of chatting about that, and then I went here, check my calendar, Jordan, Danny. It's somebody put up. Do you want to come around to my house
Aye.
for a wank tonight?
See the big question. See the big question. Would we date? Would we date in the same room or would we? Would we get to different rooms? Then?
Right, guys.
I don't know. Would we take
Watch
turns?
this 3, 2, 1. It's a race.
What a fucking. Wait, sorry.
Have you heard of a Dutch rudder? Would you date?
A Dutch rudder.
Yeah.
Yes. I encourage all listeners to go Google Dutch rudder.
Aye.
No, don't do it.
Aye.
Don't do it.
And if you can take eating away for the day, Don't listen to us ever. Ever.
Okay. Let's move. Let's take a
Swiftly on.
Not even swift, just aggressively. Let's
Yeah.
aggressively move on.
pivot. Right. Weird news. MyFitnessPal.
Yes.
MyFitnessPal is now. In fact, you explain.
So as of October the 1st, MyFitnessPal, what part about it? Is it
The barcode.
Barcode.
The barcode scanning is now going to be a paid feature, so you're going to need to subscribe to the monthly or the yearly subscription to actually be able to use the barcode scanning part of MyFitnessPal, which is really one of the main reasons why people use MyFitnessPal, because
Yep.
they get that for free. They can, and it's a great tool. Do you know what I mean?
Amazing
And don't take away, like, if you make us pay for other things. Don't have an app that's been the same for years, 10 years, and then all of a sudden,
Easily 10, 15
How
years.
to alienate everybody that
Aye.
uses it 101.
Yeah.
I cannot see it lasting, because people are going to jump ship to new platforms. If people aren't already thinking, like, let's start a MyFitnessPal type deal that's really, really good, people will be on that already.
It
so-
is a bold business move, and you would think that, like, from what I've learned in business, like, if you're going to charge people for something, you add more value to it. Like, you add things, like you said, rather than like, oh, see what you've already got. Yeah, you need to pay me more for that now.
Literally Pure Gym. So when I was at Pure Gym, they were like, right, okay, big announcement. We're actually now going to charge you £550 a month rent. It was 400 for nothing extra. Right, we're just going to up the price. You're going to get nothing. Obviously, inflation's. I do get it. I do understand, but also I've been paying £400 for it for the past 4 years that I was on rent or whatever. Wild.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Bad company.
Aye, that's pretty. So we're not shouting them out.
No, reverse shout
Pure
out.
Gym.
Shout out.
Aye, it's a bit of a mad thing. Like, you would think that you would add, if you're going to
Aye.
add a paid.
Here's this new cool
paywall
feature.
to it, yeah.
Pay
But it
$3.99.
also makes it exciting because people like us who have been using MyFitnessPal for fucking forever, it's a bit boring, it's a bit blah. It does maybe potentially create space for a new
Yeah.
product to come in. With that bit of it's free, and people can move to something else and try something new. And maybe it has cooler features, maybe it does something a bit different, and maybe it is catered to people who, you know, maybe want to build muscle or maybe want to train that specific way. Because MyFitnessPal isn't really typically geared for that. Like, the way the app's built, when you put in, if we put in
it's
our
all weight
measurements and
loss.
stuff like
It's all
that,
weight loss.
we put in our measurements and stuff like that. Like, the calories it gives you isn't the calories that you should be following.
Like,
You know what I
if,
mean? Because
if you're going to walk, or like, give you more calories.
because yeah, it's weird. It's like, because I'll get people to download MyFitnessPal for the first time, and they'll download it and then they'll input their details on there, and it's saying, oh, it's telling me to eat this much when I've told them to eat this much. And I went, yeah, fucking ignore that. And it's quite hard to explain to them, like, don't listen to the app, listen to me. Things are showing up red and it's all awkward and weird. So if there was an app that has, there probably is one out there, but
NutriCheck, I think, is another one.
is there?
Yeah.
So it maybe gives space for a new.
Do you know, just because of the way they're acting, I really hope so, man.
Yeah, I think it's poor apart from
Poor
anything,
show.
but implications of it as well is because a lot of people. The thing is, it's like £40 for the year, so I reckon
It's not a big. It's not.
it's
a big,
not a massive deal, and I do think people, but it's causing friction between.
Well, and there's already friction.
Yeah, there's already friction.
So it's like,
Yeah, so it's
thanks for creating more.
100%. But I was actually chatting in my somebody posted in my Facebook group and stuff today about it, and they've changed from MyFitnessPal to NutriCheck because they've been on MyFitnessPal for so long, right? They just get obviously a bit bored with it and stuff. But I think, see, because people do use MyFitnessPal literally for pretty much their whole kind of fitness career, if you like, it can get a bit monotonous.
Yeah.
So your wantability, is that a word? It's definitely not a word, but let's make it a word.
It is now.
To actually use it is less because you've been using it for so fucking long.
Yeah, and sometimes quite a lot of people can associate that fucking stupid blue app with like, oh fuck, you know, on MyFitnessPal again and fucking track my food and yada yada yada. So if there's something new, exciting, fresh,
Sexy.
It will engage your brain a little bit more.
yeah, totally. But I don't think it's not the issue, the fact that it's like expensive. But then again, there's a lot of people out there that are already paying for a gym membership. They're paying for a coach.
Yep.
They're paying for fucking supplements. They're buying gym gear. If they're doing well, they're probably buying a new wardrobe because they've lost weight. And then it's like, oh, fucking, now I need to buy MyFitnessPal. It's like more shit to buy. And it just seems like it doesn't stop. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? There's always just like, oh, fucking buying this and buying that and buying this and
Well,
buying
you know
that.
what it's like for us, man. Apps we've got, subscriptions we've got, just to
mate.
edit videos, just to.
Because Danny's
Mad.
been using this caption software, and I was like, I quite like the look of it. I was like, oh, what is that? And he's got all his captions, like $7.99 a month. It's quite good. And I'm like, I'm not buying another fucking
Do you need to pay for
subscription.
that?
Aye.
That makes sense because everyone's wanting Hormozy style reels,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Exactly. Whereas
So-
like you can get whatever, you can get them for free, but exactly shiny. Ooh, let me get it. You
Mhm.
need to pay for it. Whatever. But it's business.
Yeah, I think it
Business.
definitely creates a gap in the market for someone to come in and say, look, we'll give you this for free.
Shall we make our own app? Nah.
Do you know how
No.
to do it? You get stuff like that. Aye.
I came up with an idea yesterday. Remember my business
You
idea.
did. Don't tell the
I'm
world
not
about
telling
that.
the world. I need look me in on this. Or should we?
Chocolate teapots.
Are we going to cut him out?
Yeah.
So then instead of
Please.
being 33 and
Please,
33,
cut me out.
33,
Yeah.
it can just be like
Please.
60, 40.
Yes. Yeah, we'll
Just
do
so I
that.
can
Well,
watch his, just so I can watch his fail and be like, oh boys, man, that's such a shame.
Do you know, I've always wanted to create something. Like, I always wish I was like,
You have created something.
I have created something very, very special. But see, like the person that created like the barcode scanner, not MyFitnessPal, but like
Or the light
whatever,
bulb or something.
or the light bulb, Thomas Edison. And was it Thomas Edison? Who knows? But like, I wish I would. Was it Thomas Edison? And, but you know, just something that I wish I had an idea that took off.
Mhm.
I get like
Do you know what I mean?
I have
invented something.
Invented. That's the word I'm trying to say.
Invented
I've had an idea, and it was like,
Here we go.
listen to this, right? So you imagine you had an app, and you could go on it and like say, this is my location, this is where I am, and like click a button, and like somebody would like come pick you up. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
The fuck?
Call it Ruber or something like that.
Jordan's hated that chat. Anyway, would you like to move on?
Yeah, let's move
Do you know
on.
what it is? Because he was so invested, man. He's like,
I know.
he's gonna say
No,
something.
I knew
here.
you were going to talk a lot of shit.
You've annoyed him now.
I fucking
You've annoyed
hope so. He annoys me every second. He's sitting there next to me.
Industry buzzword.
Yeah, let's go. So there's a couple of different ways we can go down this because
Yep.
when you mentioned that to me, the first thing I thought was like, oh, stay consistent, be disciplined, blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah, like all these fucking things that people PTs say,
Yeah.
creatine, whatever.
Creatine.
Right? People say macros, MyFitnessPal. People say all this shit. What does it mean? But then you were thinking maybe you were going down a different.
I was
route.
thinking like from a marketing perspective,
Mhm.
like targeting maybe like females and stuff, or not even females, but just targeting populations with like basically what kind of triggered the thought in my head was I saw somebody punting like female focused protein. So how the fuck's protein female focused?
Yeah.
Like how?
Mm.
Like don't get me wrong. Obviously
Is it bad? No, I'm gonna say.
don't cancel us. They're whispering. Lol, I heard that. The listeners did not hope. And,
It's a
but
joke.
like, obviously, you could maybe add some. You could maybe add some guys. You could maybe add some
Oh god.
like supplements to it or whatever that would maybe help with female, but then they would charge an absolute fortune for it.
Yeah, why? Is that a bad thing though? Having female only protein? Because here's what problem it could potentially solve in the marketplace, right?
Mhm.
If you're a female that's just went to, it can be quite an intimidating place. The guy's bit in the gym, protein,
Don't want
creatine,
that protein to make me
let's go,
big,
mate, blah, blah, blah,
muscly.
blah. We have a protein powder that is catered towards female, blah, 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 and it's branded a certain way. Because think when you go buying protein, it's fucking optimum nutrition, fucking,
Yeah.
brr, right? It's fucking my protein this, and it's like,
Testosterone.
right, it's a guy fucking
It's like
flexing
a-
on it.
Set a buzz in the packaging.
Exactly, just testosterone everywhere. So I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing, right? But where the line is crossed is when they have like mad claims,
Aye.
like this protein will let
Which I have no doubt they will.
yeah. So it's like there's a line because like when you look at a brand like Optimum Nutrition, right, is like if Katie was in fucking Holland and Barrett, like I need to have more proteins. I'm gonna buy a protein powder, and she's in fucking Optimum Nutrition, bang, right, bold letters,
Yep.
masculine fucking sort of vibe,
Yep.
and then she's seen like slender protein.
I was going to say slender. I was going to say slender shake.
slender shake. Protein powder, same shit, same things in
Usually
it.
high on calories and just a regular scoop of
But say it's
fucking
same
protein
claims, right? You're going to buy one thing, the other person's going to buy another thing. Same way that we might do very similar things within our program, except you speak to females. You
do.
are not you
Amanda,
target.
he speaks to me.
Ah, your audience or your target market is mostly females,
Yes.
whereas mine isn't. So we use different language to attract
A
that type of
copy would be
person in.
different, yep.
So that's where it becomes
your
okay.
favourite word?
Am I a hypocrite then?
Not necessarily, because there's a line in which like false claims
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
into it, and I think that there doesn't seem to be, not that I'm aware of, like female-centered supplements that don't have these fucking wild claims on it, like
Mm-hmm.
fucking the Weight Watchers pish and all
Lose-
that sort of stuff.
Lose 18 stone in a day.
It's not 14.
Ro-
Peter
Might
Kay.
be 14. aye.
Peter Kay, innit?
14 stone in a day.
stone in a
One day.
One day. Aye.
It's almost into the kind of boom bod and all
Aye.
that sort of stuff, which was obviously we spoke about before. The thing, I think the kind of long-winded point that I'm kind of making with it is it's very much it's like shiny object syndrome. Do you know what I mean? They see something, this is, do you know what I mean? And people are just kind of attracted. But guys are the same
Yeah.
as well with
Yeah.
like, oh, fucking intra chest pump max 5,000.
And upper and our middle chest.
Aye. It's fucking, it's wild, isn't
Do
it?
this.
So see with like on the other side of the buzzwords, like what ones like you were talking about, was it like consistency over
Yeah, just be consistent, bro. That's
just
like
be what does that mean?
people
Do you know what I mean?
I think is everybody knows what it means, like what
Uh-huh.
consistency is, right? And everybody fucking says it, but nobody does anything with it.
No.
Like, I feel like now, like a lot of these words have just become redundant. They're not as powerful as what they actually, truly are. Like, because we all know that fucking the whole consistency thing. It's like that's it. That's
Yep.
the ticket. That's what you need to do. Anything in life, consistency, consistently do it. But like I'm saying this, and somebody listening going, "Oh, fucking here we go again." PT's just telling you to be consistent. Like, what does it actually mean? Like, how is that going to help somebody? And I feel like there's so many words out there like that. Like, fucking be consistent, discipline, accountability, motivation, like all this sort of stuff. And it's just like the words are now just becoming empty.
Yeah, I get
feel-
that.
Do you know
I
what I
get
mean?
that.
Whereas like a year or two ago, when you didn't have as many online coaches,
This is the thing.
you didn't
isn't it?
see that. But then again, we are kind of saturated in that.
Well,
so
this
we
is
see
what I
that
was about
type
to
of
say.
language all the time, whereas our people who follow us
Might
might
not.
not necessarily see that language from a lot of people other than us. So I don't know if we are just maybe hypersensitive to the situation because we're in it.
Yeah,
I
potentially.
honestly think about 75% is that.
I don't know if people listening or like our clients or people who follow us are sick of fucking PTs with the same drivel.
Do you
I
know
just
what?
think it's
All
how,
of our
I think it's how
content's
it
the
comes
same.
across. I think it's how it comes across. Did you hear that 1 minute video from David Goggins? He's not using anything but consistency, motivation, turning it up, and you're like,
love
fucking
it.
aye, man.
As he's running.
As
He
he's-
says it with conviction.
Aye.
Another.
Do you know what I mean? So it's how you
buzzword.
say it.
Yeah.
It's how you say it. It's who you are. It's how you get the message across. I
This
don't,
is true.
I don't think it matters what you say. It's how you get it across.
This is true because if you're dull and boring and fucking
Mhm.
just be consistent
Yeah.
and take
Well,
creatine every day,
You need to
nobody's gonna
turn up.
listen to you.
Do you know this is
Turn up for yourself, guys.
literally the one of the reasons that PTs and trainers and stuff struggle, right, or struggle to grow their business and their brand is literally just because they're a boring cunt,
Yeah.
right? But then not everybody can be amazing on camera or
You don't have to be.
you don't have to be.
Because you don't necessarily put your face on your stories all the time.
No,
But the way that you talk on your stories is entertaining and engaging. So you don't have to be
mean
this
me?
fucking do
oh wow,
you know what I mean? So the way that you talk and be like that on your stories and I'm sitting there reading it going, oh,
yeah.
shit, like,
I was gonna say next.
yeah,
I was gonna say next.
like and like so you don't have to be. I think everybody tries to be carbon copies of other PTs.
I was literally just gonna say that.
Do you know what I mean? Like they say there's like a blueprint, like a starter pack, a PT starter pack.
Yep.
What's in a P? What's right? Let's go.
What's in a PT
Let's go
starter
through
pack?
the PT starter pack because we've all done
A
it.
post about creatine,
I post about creatine.
fucking ridiculous.
A coast
Say-
about don't care about scale weight. Kind of care about that.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, you
it's
Starting your stories with, "Hey guys,
just checking in.
just checking."
I just thought I'd give you a little update.
Hey guys, just thought I'd check. Thought I'd bounce on. Thought I'd check in. Fucking. So just remember, guys, that creatine.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Take it every day. What else? Right. So you've got. Don't worry about scale weight.
Don't be scared to lift weights.
Yeah.
You always hear that.
Women don't.
Don't
Women
be
can lift
scared.
weights
Don't
and
be
not get
scared.
bulky.
I've
You're
got
not
one.
gonna become
I've got one.
Arnold
I've got a
Schwarzenegger.
post about you about flexing Like, so like being toned and then my rolls.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So first,
Yeah, this one, and then
Aye.
that one. Literally.
Because that's how people walk about. that is probably one of my biggest pet peeves.
what I eat in a day post.
No.
what would
But
be?
see, we've done,
yeah, I've done that.
We've done
The
them
thing
all.
is, like,
we've done all of these.
We've
by
all
the way.
done
We've-
them,
aye.
so that's why
Got
we
the
can.
t-shirt.
That's why we
I've
can.
actually I've never done a roll post. 'cause I'm
I'm
not
I don't-
fucking idiot.
Aye. If I get myself in this position, you can see I'm just.
I know, but do you know? See, the thing is, people. Oh my god, it's a fucking great post.
Yeah.
Like it was the first time somebody done it.
I think people struggle to find their own voice as well.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Because like it took me a while.
Oh,
Because I
totally.
did that. I was like, oh, what's other people talking about? And then you get so wrapped up in what everybody else is talking about, and then you would talk about that rather than talking about the shit that you like and care about. Do you know what I mean?
That's just you need to take time away.
Yeah.
You need to take time away. If you're a coach listening and you feel yourself stuck in this, I don't know what you would call it, but what you're talking about basically, you're like, "Fuck, I'm doing that. I'm just literally doing that. Just go and take some time away. Take a wee holiday for a few days.
Yeah.
Aye.
No, work
Aye.
harder.
Work harder.
Put your heat
Work
And
down.
then
smarter.
keep doing the types of posts because you
Do you
can't
know-
think.
Another one in the PT starter pack is thinking about a post to get actually posting your post for likes rather than the actual content in itself. Do you know what I mean? Because you'll see as the new PT, you'll see, oh, that person posted that thing and got loads of likes for it. So I'm going to post that thing. Literally, the roles post. You're
Yeah.
posting for clout.
Yeah, likes don't pay the rent.
Aye, but also it's not like I actually remember Instagram and stuff 2 years ago, right? Was more from my own experience, was more about how can I put out this really good message to help people, right? The posts that I was thinking about and stuff, and this will be across the industry, was like, what could be a really good post to help somebody? Whereas now it's like, let's make reels to get more engagement so that people actually see my stuff. And this is us as well. This is us. Because we are getting about what, like an eighth of the actual exposure that we were 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So we can't just put out a really good single image with great copy under it because nobody's going to fucking see it.
Yeah.
You need to use the baby.
You need to point. You need to point it.
This
You need
might
to
be good.
point. You need to do this, right?
Yeah, PT starter pack. I mean,
PT starter pack. If you struggle with fat loss, here's what you should do. Read more down below.
I know. I read more down below.
Read more down
Read
below.
more down below.
Like all this fucking stupid shit, and it's I don't know.
It makes me crawl inside my body.
You
and,
love that
and
shit.
die, right?
You love
I'm
that.
good at it, right?
Yeah.
But do you know what makes me crawl inside my body and die?
What?
See when somebody's doing like a food reel, or I posted this in my story the other day. If somebody's doing like a food reel or a food post or something, and then they bite their food and they do a wee dance. they go,
I don't pay attention.
fuck
to
you,
that.
fucking stop that, right? I hate it. I hate it. But it's
there's
like a wee bite. Shove that up your arse.
see when we did the X episode,
Yeah.
which is actually our most popular episode we've ever done.
Of course.
Right, it's done the most downloads and most views on YouTube. Katie was saying to me, she says, Evan didn't really have X. There was just hundreds of shit he just didn't
Hates.
like. He just hates so much.
I know.
And I'm like, yeah. I was like,
That's
that-
me. That's me.
I was like, yeah, that's kind of it. And he's like, I don't know if he got the whole ick vibe. He was just saying shit that he
I
hated.
know. It's a chance for me to vent because so much stuff bothers me.
You just take too much in.
Yeah.
I've never watched a food video. Never.
Have you not?
Never watched it through.
So you never
Could
watched
give a
my,
fuck.
You never watched my
Beef
my
and
meal-
rice?
my meal
No.
prep video of
No.
my beef and rice
On YouTube.
No.
On
I
YouTube.
watch on YouTube of people doing like I've watched Full Days Eating on YouTube just with people I like. But
Lol.
no,
I
like,
did that for
like,
the
like the videos you're talking about, I would be like, cool, swipe by. I just know what I'm interested in. But you're a consumer. You buy a lot of shit. I think you get quite sucked into like when you see something.
No,
you're
it's
like,
not this.
"Ooh."
No, it's when Evan sees something he doesn't like, he will fucking watch it.
Nah, maybe that's
This
it.
is fucking so annoying.
you
Like this
just
is doing
scroll by
my
it.
head in. So what happens is the algorithm goes, Evan likes these.
I know.
Aye,
it
that
shows,
must
it,
be what it
shows, it
is.
shows me more.
So then you're getting pumped of it because I don't like. I was seeing, I'm like, fucking another one of those videos, but you'll see something you don't like, and you're like, this is fucking hang. But this
Because
is,
the longer you stay in the post, it shows you,
Aye.
doesn't it?
it brings up. I mean, potentially, I don't. That could be the case, Evan. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But this is another thing as well. Like more people engage with things. See if I post something, right? So for example, yesterday,
Yep.
I posted that people shouldn't be walking their dogs off the lead, right?
I saw this.
When you're next to the road, right? I don't care if your dog is the best off the lead walker in the world. I find it irresponsible, personally, right? And then because I've said something that's so like, boom, I said it, I was like, if you do that, I don't like you. Right? Walk your dog on the lead. Just fucking be responsible, right? And then I got like a wee handful of people that like disagreed, and they were the ones that fucking like, well, my dog's basically a person, like blah, 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 follows me everywhere. Like the things that you post that trigger people, like garner the most amount of attention.
Oh, totally.
Do you know what I mean? So like you say shit to upset people, or you say shit that people don't agree with, you garner more attention. It's weird. It's like the whole Jake Paul thing. We all know Jake Paul's name because it garners people attention through like not the negative stuff that he does, but because he's just like he's so black and white with like people either love him or don't.
Do you know what
He's
I
a
think?
top wind-up merchant.
Aye, totally. But it annoys me that we need to be slightly controversial to grow our businesses and stuff. Obviously, grow our following and whatever, but otherwise, you just fade into the background. But I suppose that's just life, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You need to be a
You
wee bit.
need to have opinions.
We've spoke about it. It's like that's why Andrew Tate's so popular. That's why Liver King's so popular.
Yeah.
That's why like obviously Jake Paul.
Polarizing.
Yeah, Liver King's sitting in his living room going, "You should eat liver. It's quite good for you." You know,
Eat testicles sometimes.
testicles as well.
Grab-
It's just fucking weird though. But whereas I find myself watching
Oh,
videos
totally.
of Liver King
Just
like, on
sitting
YouTube.
there in his private jet, just tucking into a spleen like
Mate,
that.
do you
What's
know
up, primals?
He makes
Hey, brothers.
$100 million a year.
Madness.
$100 million a year. And he didn't do that by just being quiet and submissive and blah, blah, blah.
He's sitting there sucking a cup of plums,
Yeah.
happy.
Mate,
on about because
he's eating testicles and he's shouting about it and he's fucking doing
I
his
love
thing.
brains.
I'm a Liver King fan. I'm a fan of his.
Yeah,
I've
I
not
don't
seen him in a
actually-
while. He doesn't come up on my page anymore.
I'm a fan.
Doesn't appear.
I'm a fan, and I hated him at the start, right? Because I thought he was fucking full of shit. But like, I have to admire someone who is like a little bit of a marketing genius.
The hustle.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100 million a year.
He's doing something right.
Give me some pointers, bro.
Yeah, he's doing
But
something
you need
right.
to eat a liver. God damn it.
Damn.
Maybe that's what I'm missing.
What else are we going to talk about? Ooh.
Was that
This might be a wee one to finish on. This is where actually, do you know, I think I saw this on Paul. I think Paul Mort said something about this.
Seen it?
You seen it? Did you
yeah,
see it?
Yeah, go on, explain.
A lesson that changed your life.
Oh wait, no, I didn't see it. I thought you were going to talk about the thing that he shared.
The thing that
Yeah, because I seen that.
we
post
could also talk about that another time.
another time. Oh God. Well, so I did Paul Mort's course, his 12-week transformation thing.
Paul Mort.
Shout out Paul Mort, and I gained so much from that. Like a lot of the way I think now
Mhm.
is down to that.
Mhm.
Changed a lot of things. And one of the biggest things that he said that I can't get out of my head was doing what you said you would.
Yes.
That's like for me because I'm the number one. I'm gonna do this and then I don't do it. I'm gonna do this and then I don't do it. I'm gonna do this. I don't do it. And fucking that's echoed throughout my whole life. And then when he said like it was I met him at IFS last year, and then he mentioned it again. Then I was just chatting to him, and he was like, just doing what you said you would. And I was like, fuck. I was like,
Mhm.
see if people just did the things they said they were gonna do.
Yeah.
Think how fucking sick your life would be. I think how much more happier you'd be, more fulfilled you'd be, or like so many things. So, and don't get me wrong, there's still days and weeks where I've not hit the mark on doing the thing that I said I would. For example, last week I'm 5 YouTube videos a week. Did 2 last week. I'm like, fuck, right? I'm like raging. But it's like knowing that I've set myself a standard rather than let myself like crawl back into my wee cupboard and oh no, I can't do it. Like setting that as a benchmark for the kind of weeks going ahead.
Yep.
And like that has been something that's been stuck in the back of my head forever. I can't get out. It's doing my nut in, but it's helped. It's literally helped change my
It's
life.
funny how just a wee nuggets like that just sit,
One thing.
and that's probably what we do to people.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what I mean?
hope so.
Because see, our like programs and training and fitness in this industry, it's not really obviously it's about fitness and nutrition and stuff, but it's actually about changing how you think.
Mhm.
You see, if you can change how you think about your problems, are they really problems anymore? Do you know what I mean?
Don't aim for the space, not
Aim for the
trees.
space, not for the fucking trees.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Do you have a lesson or anything that's stuck with you?
Probably. The one that genuinely sticks in my head, don't eat yellow snow. That was probably, that got me through a lot.
Yeah.
That got me through a lot. I don't necessarily like, so there's a book called Ikigai, and it's the it's basically like a Japanese way without people knowing it's the Japanese way. Like the Japanese people, a lot of people in Japan like take Ikigai and they kind of live by it and all the
I
rest of
like
it.
Japan.
It's they do things right. I
Shout out
think.
Japan.
Shout
Shout
out to the
full
full
country.
country.
And they basically say focus, like basically like put your happiness on the little things, like washing the dishes,
Mm-hmm.
taking the dog out, like instead of attaching your happiness to the big things that don't always come and don't always happen. Do you know what I mean? Because you've been miserable for your day. So just kind of looking at like the things that you're just doing day to day and the things in your life is like what makes you happy. Like I've done the dishes really well. I've cooked my dinner really well. I've done X for a client really well. Like coach the client through X really well. Like just look for happiness in the small things that you're doing in the kind of day to day. And I kind of, when I read that, I was like, fucking hell, man. At that point in time, I was just looking so far ahead.
Yeah.
I was looking by everything I was doing. I was looking so far ahead, and it did bring me back down to kind of reality a wee bit. I was like, wait a minute, I'm missing a lot in my life now. Missing a lot
I
of
think
what's going on. Do you
People
know what I mean?
get really caught up on the end goal and all that. They totally miss the present.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Because what's the saying, like to some along like tomorrow's not guaranteed or something like that. 'Cause you,
Well,
can fucking, you can get hit by a bus,
Mm-hmm.
like, and then you'd be dead. Obviously. So that's profound.
That's how big a
Well-
bus is. How fast it's gone and stuff like that.
there's lots of variables.
Fuck's sake, Ali. Seen that video?
What is it?
Ali,
Some bad
fuck's
junkie runs
sake.
onto the road and he gets hit by a bus and he's like, fuck's sake,
sake,
Ali.
Ali.
Ali's like,
I seen a video of two junkies playing football in the town the other day. There'll be a bottle. Like, see, like, just be plastic bottle, and they try to nutmeg him, and the two of them fell.
what's yours?
My lesson, mine's actually related to rugby. It's related to sport and stuff, but I've kind of taken it into other like parts of my life and stuff.
I actually want to talk about sport in another episode.
We will,
Yeah.
right? But mine's was, and I posted it on my Instagram on the 23rd of December 2015.
Wow.
Wow,
He's came prepared.
I've came. Well, actually, I was a wee scrolling just there, right? And it's like one day you won't be an athlete anymore. You won't have those long bus rides with your teammates. You won't have this is a quote, by the way, right? But it's a lesson. You won't have the bruises all over your body. You won't have the routine you do before every game. Blah 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 blah. One day you won't be an athlete. You'll just have the memories of one, right? And that stuck with me because I was like, I can play rugby. I can do all these things, but I'm not doing it. Right?
Yeah.
See if I get to 50 years old, I'm going to look back and say, I wish I fucking done that.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I'd done the thing because I could. I was just choosing not to.
Yeah.
So now the way I kind of look at everything in my life is see if I get to 50 or I get to 60, will I regret not doing it? See if the answer's yes, man's doing it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. Does
Yeah.
not matter what it is.
Yep.
I'll be doing it.
100%.
100%.
Do you think, say if you look back, so yourself 10 years ago, right? So
Mhm.
17-year-old Jordan was looking back on me now. Like, so if 20-year-old Ev
20-year-old Ev.
was looking back or looking at you now,
Mm-hmm.
do you think he would like the man you've become?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Defo was 1,000,000%. I was an angry man at 20.
Yeah.
I had a lot going on, very angry. I think if he saw who I am now, he'd be proud as fuck.
That's cool.
To be quite honest, yeah.
What do you think?
Just nothing but disappointment. Just shaking his head, looking at the fucking state of you. Look at the way your life's like turned out.
Like, I seen a
Nah,
thing.
wait, do you know what? The amount of shit I've been through in my late 20s, it'd be like, fucking hell, mate. You didn't think any of that would happen, did you?
That was a long 6 months.
Aye. So I think he'd be like, well done for getting through all that shite.
Aye, that's cool. Because I remember you posted a quote once and it was something like, you want to do shit that makes your 80-year-old self proud and your
And your
8-year-old
8-year-old
self
self,
proud.
yeah.
So I like think about that as well a lot of the times. Like, see 17-year-old Jordan, like see the shit I'm doing now. Like, what would 17-year-old Jordan want me to be doing at 27? And I think about that all the time and I'm like, And I'm like, so again, this helps bring me back because I'm like big picture guy. I want to be like, I'm still looking so far in the future. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. But then I think back, I'm like, right, 17-year-old John looking at me today, would they be happy with where he's at? And it's like, fucking absolutely. Like so much so. And it helps make me happy. It helps like bring me back.
Gratitude in it a wee bit. It's kind of practicing gratitude when you think about it.
What can
I'm so happy.
First of all, we talk about semen retention, and then we're all fucking
making my semen retention. My 8-year-old would be proud. My 8-year-old would be proud. I'm holding on my semen.
Right, shall we?
We'll wrap that up there.
Let's wrap that up. That was episode
20.
Milestone.
Yeah,
we 20.
Do you remember we were at the, because we're wrapping up now, but we need to keep this thing going.
Yeah.
And like, see, after episode 1, episode 2, what are we going to do? Fucking episode 20.
Mate,
Fucking
20 episodes
complete the podcast
That's
game,
what, I love
troops.
it. 10, 11, 12 weeks? No.
It's been longer.
Yeah, a minute. 12 weeks.
Because we had a little bit of like kind of breakage.
Yeah.
But,
6 months, 7 months.
Thanks for tuning in. Episode 20. Remember to like this. You know, what else did I do? Like it on YouTube. Subscribe.
Hold your semen in. Throw him off. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Comment your favourite bit.
Comment your favourite bit. We'll see you next week.
Cheerio.
Peace.